Hey. What up? What up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Put it in the chat for me. Put it in the chat. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to Hip Hop Astrology TV on one channel, broadcasting on the other channel as well, Spiritual Politics. Y'all stay with me, man. Stay with me. We're gonna get started, man. We're really not scheduled to start until about 3 minutes from now. But do me a favor, everybody that is here, please click that like button for me. Drop something in the chat too. Let me know you can hear me. Skills, I can hear you. Tanisha, what's up? All right, thank you very much. So, we got two podcasts. If you don't know, now you know. Cosmic Conversations, as you see on the screen, and Spiritual Politics. They're on iTunes, Spotify, and all of your major podcast platforms. All right, so check those out because we be dropping some information on that thing, man. So make sure you check that out. If you want to learn the astro thing, man, you better get at me. You better join this Patreon. Most importantly, listen, when I open it up again for personal reports, I'm telling you, after seeing this video, especially if you're on the Hip Hop Astrology channel, you already know. Like, you really can't afford to not have it. In fact, I wish if I was really thinking, I should have grabbed a quick testimonial from Sharita. She just came in. She beat me down to get into that thing. But she grabbed super clarity because she just got in there a couple days ago, and I gave her a report for the entire month of May. And she was just like, yo, this hit the nail on the head for me. I'm able to make some moves with super clarity and whatnot. Maybe, let me see something. Was that an email or was that back here on the Patreon? Let me see something real fast because I might just share the screen and show y'all for yourself. All right. Let me see something. We had a good personal call yesterday. Yeah, here it is right here. I'm gonna actually share my screen for a quick second here. All right. Um mm, 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 mm. All right. All right. So this was, I think that was this morning. So it says, good morning. Hope your week is off to a great start. I just had to thank you one more time. I'm trying to find the words to explain to you just how powerful my report is to me. I've been in my head about so many things, especially in regards to marketing in my business. And this just answered every last one of my questions. Plus, gave me the detailed plan to follow. I've had the details on how and what for months, but this just gave me the win. And that's important because this science is about when, right? It could tell you what, it could tell you how, but I like the win part because that's like, okay, shit, when's the timeline? You know what I mean? And it gave me a clear understanding of my why. I hope that makes sense. Just thank you for allowing me to join, talk about a new level of alignment and confidence as I move throughout the world. I am so appreciative. All right. So this is a personal report that you get. I wish, let me see something. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Do I got that email open? I do have that email open. Let me see if I can kind of find a personal report for you somewhere. Let me see here. There go some general reports. Let me see. I got some good general reports, but let me try to find a personal report real fast. Hold on. Kind of give you an idea of what this looks like for you on a personal note. All right, this Big Money Mo. I got his report right here. Bam. All right, so let's look at. Let me come back to my screen share real fast. I'm gonna show y'all what these reports look like. All right. Um, all right. So here is the Here's the report for Bay. I'll start highlighting things. You know what I mean? Just telling you to pay attention to that particular definition. So everything gets, the things that really stand out and jump out will get a highlight. And then I will also give you a bubble box, right? So May 5th, here go a bubble box. You click on this bubble box right here. If I went in preview mode, if I click on this box right here, it'll have what I put right there. So since this is confrontations and things, I know that this is a code red because the planet Mars is involved, right? And so it's on the square. That's why you see this little square thing right here. So I know it's a code red. So you want you to read my highlights, and I want you to click on the bubble box, because that bubble box is going to give you a little bit more detail of what or what I'm talking about here. So it depends, and what I'm gonna see is I'm gonna end up seeing a common thing, like Mercury is going to stop its retrograde in the 5th house. He already got that information last month when it went retrograde, right? Which is going to deal with children, romance perhaps as well. And so I'm highlighting these things, and I highlight it for you so you can know it's like, hey, these things stand out. What I like to put in the bubble boxes is code reds, and there go another one. See, there go a bubble boxes. I know that's a code red. In fact, some of what I'm gonna show you today is very kind of similar to what I'm gonna show you, but it's Mars involved with the sun. It's in opposition. So there go a code red that's right there. And that's my job. My job is to it's threefold in this particular space. Let me stop sharing my screen real fast. My job is threefold in this particular field. It is to, one, keep you safe, because I want to show you the code red. Second, it is to give you the relationship game, right? So there's an energy he had that was dealing with relationships. It's like, oh, this is going to be a good time to really balance the relationship. And there's two reasons I'm going to tell you this. One, negative energy is coming. So I want you to get a jump on it and start doing positive things, because positivity negates negativity. This is alchemy. This is how you neutralize stuff. Or it's a great alignment and you really need to take advantage of the alignment. You see what I'm saying? So we go from code red to the relationships, and then the money is important. All right. And also promotion, social networking as well. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, there's a time where you could be really out there. There's a time of year that is really prominent for you, especially during a good 2-month run. There's a really good time for you to be out there publicly. You messing around with a Jupiter cycle, man, you may have to wait 12 years for a certain thing to line back up and whatnot. And then, that's 12 freaking years. You know what I'm saying? And so be on the lookout for that. All right. But if you join the Patreon, you got questions, man, I'm dropping content in there constantly. We was just on last night. We was dealing with something privately that deals with the elemental aspects of you understanding your energy, and then business, how to make this make sense in business. All right. So you need to know that. All right. You absolutely need to know. All right. So let me see what we got in the chat. What's going on? Sharita, bam. There you go. What's happening? Mike P's in the building. Vita Moore's in the building. Purple Star Goddess. What's up? What's happening? Purple Star Goddess. I think I seen you on the backside of the Patreon as a Patreon. You a Patreon person, but not necessarily in the actual membership. I think I'm not. I gotta make sure I'm seeing that correctly. But would love to have you and whatnot. I got something that's coming up that is crazy. I'm about to get into the cosmic manifestation of Christ. And I'm about to show you what this whole Jesus thing and the sun, the light, the 12 disciples. Disciples mean learn. Disciples not a follower. Disciples literally mean learn. So learn what? Okay. And so we're going to get into this and superimpose that upon this celestial teaching of the zodiac, the cosmic aspect of Christ, and understanding that you are the sun, you are the light, and these 12 disciples are around you, and how to make this make sense as far as when it comes to your goals. Okay. Don't get it twisted, man. I always tell people you got 12 inches on the ruler. You got 12 is the biggest number on the wall clock, 12 signs of the zodiac, which became the 12 tribes of Israel, which then became the 12 disciples. And then you got 12 pair of cranial nerves in your brain. So now it's inside of you and whatnot. And it's just, the science is just, It's just pointing to something. You know what I'm saying? It is pointing to something. All right. So this is all about us becoming self-actualized and whatnot. And so I can't wait to present that. I started working on that yesterday. I think it was yesterday I started working on that and stuff. So that's going to be a phenomenal piece. All right. All right. So let's do this. Here's at this to the stream. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. All right. So Prince Harry, you can say Princess Meghan, her mom as well, um, barely escaped a catastrophic car chase from paparazzi. And this, oh, that's what it was too, Mike P. You triggered it. 12 steps in AA Anonymous. I wonder why 12. Okay, but anyway, but instantly this reminds everybody of Princess Diana. Diana, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know that that's her car that's on the screen, that she died from, a violent car crash, very violent. And so, what today's conversation is going to do, I am going to lay it out as I normally do, and show you the planetary correspondence, and how this really works. This is simple. This is going to be fast. It's not going to be long. But again, we're seeing a striking parallel. It's as if, like, wait a minute, what a coincidence, dude! This happened to it happened to your mama, and now you and your wife in the car, and the energy look like it's about to be a repeat. So then the question to ask is, well, I wonder if there is a cosmic pattern, and that becomes interesting when it is and whatnot. So let's get into it, because it has to be. So this, of course, is the car crash. That car was messed up, man. Very, 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 very messed up. I want to bring your attention. I'm gonna blow this up here. Let me make me small. Bam. I want to bring your attention to the planet Mercury, ladies and gentlemen, because the planet Mercury, I am goddess. What's up? Do me a favor, everybody. Click that like button for me. All right. So Mercury represents travel and transportation. Why am I showing you this? Because the theory is this: wherever this planet is at, that is going to show you how you like to travel, meaning the zodiac sign. And it is also going to be your travel zone. The location of the planet is going to be your travel zone, dealing with Mercury, because Mercury deals with travel and transportation. Okay, so I didn't make these keywords up. This thing's been noted forever. I am just showing you. Okay, now, next one is Mars, because Mars represents accidents. Okay, so now wherever Mars is at when you're born, rather, that is the location that deals with accident zones. Okay, all right. Now, I also know there's another planet that deals with accidents, and it's this guy right here, Mr. Uranus. But look to the top left, right above my head, you will see accidents. So Uranus is an accident zone, and Mars is an accident zone, meaning the location in space where it was at. But these planets, when they keep moving, because remember, they keep moving. So these planets can represent accidents, and how they appear in your life, depending on what combination, the accident will be likely to happen. So y'all see the keywords. I ain't making this up. I'm telling you what the science says. Okay. Okay. Now it's about to get a little juicy. All right. So Miss Princess Di was born 7/1/61. Please note, ladies and gentlemen, that she has both Mars, the planet of accidents, and Uranus, the planets of accidents, right there at the lion's paw. Hello. So that is a 2-time accident zone. All right. So double accident energy is right here at the paw of Leo when she was born. You see her birthday. I'm just showing you the astronomy. This ain't even astrology yet. This is astronomy. I'm just simply showing you a location. There has to be a corresponding event to make it astrology. Okay. All right. So now when we speed it up to her accident death day, where's the planet Mercury, ladies and gentlemen? Mercury is right there under the sun. You can't see it in totality because it's the sun, but you see the cursor. You see it starts with the letter M, and on the far left, it's highlighted Mercury because that's where the cursor is. So Mercury in the sun on August 31st this year, when she died in 97, the planet of travel and transportation is exactly in the spot known as the accident zone, because this is where what? Uranus, the planet of accidents, Mars, the planet of accidents, were. Do you hear me? Okay. See, really, really, for real, it's really just that easy, right? See, I'm not making it up. Okay. So the planet Mercury in the sky at the time of her death that represents travel, and she's traveling, just so happens to be in the space that represents accident zone. Now here's the thing. This is why me and Jew say they ain't working with no astrologers. We be liking to say stuff just to say stuff. Man, you think they ain't got astrologers? You don't. It ain't no proof that they do. In fact, it actually points to the contrary. Hell no, they don't. Because this is a code red. Okay, this is a code red. Now let's see the coincidence. See the coincidence. All right, with Meghan. All right, so let's get into Meghan. And here's a kicker: it's not in Harry's chart; it's in Meghan's chart. And I would like to think that really he's the buffer of why it didn't happen, because his energy is not the same as hers, cosmically speaking. And if it were, I think it definitely would have been that. And so his energy is neutralizing hers out, but it is her energy. It was his mama and it's his wife. Okay. And notice her mama was in the car. So it's really a feminine thing. Okay. Let me go back a slide, because the moon, as you will see when Diana was born, dirty Diana, and we moonwalking, the moon was also right there in the accident zone. Okay. Just want to show you that. All right. So now let's look at Meghan when she was born. The planet Mercury that deals with transportation is right there. It looks like at Cancer the Crab. You see it. So we're going to call Cancer the Crab for her August 4th, 1981. Do we know what August 4th? Do we know what August 4th? There she goes. She in the chat. Right? So August 4th, 81. This is going to be the transportation zone, because the planet Mercury was right here at the crab. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to last night. Where's last night? Where's Mars, the planet of accidents? Oh, the planet Mars, the planet of accidents, is right there in the transportation zone, which appears at the crab, Cancer the Crab. So now what we're having is we're clearly having the same planets are involved. And this is interesting, because for Princess Di, Mars in the sky when she was born, transit Mercury in the sky the day of the event. But the combination is, what's the combination? Accidents, cars. Okay. Then Meghan gets it, and it's Mercury in the sky when born, Mars in the sky right now, day of the event. Almost an accident. Accident, cars. Same players. So it don't matter which one was stuck or stationary when born and which one in the sky right now. It's the same combination. Okay? Same combination. So therefore, what? We're seeing the same freaking reverberation. Same reality, man. That's what it is. Right? So that's literally the last slide. Like, this stuff is not rocket science. It's not. I'm not telling you that you have to study this. I understand you may be busy, but to me, in my honest opinion, listen, it's only $1 a day. It's only $30 a month. I'll run these reports and much more and send that stuff to you. But again, you're gonna have to wait till that open up because my load is busy. You know what I mean? I'm literally about to travel right now. You know what I mean? Because tomorrow was drone day, baby. We putting the drone in the air and we're doing some video footage of the land in the apartment building that we have and whatnot. So I can show y'all the land from the sky point of view and whatnot. And so I'm getting ready to prep for that. But anyway, when I open up that Patreon on that part, that particular tier, I better jump on it, man. Seriously, jump on it. Because again, starting next week, I'm about to start sending everybody their personal report, you know what I mean, for the month of June. So before June even get here, by the last day, you're going to be already knowing what's up and coming, what you should be doing, what your actions is, what the atmosphere looks like. Okay. Real stuff, man. So make sure y'all get into that Patreon. All right. So this stuff ain't hard, man. It's not hard. Tell me what y'all thinking. Y'all got any questions? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Got any questions? Put them in the chat for me. Um, and the question was raised, why now though? What's the importance of now? And that's a very good question that I would have to spend some time looking into. It's a very good question. But I know this, and it was even suggested that what if these are malefic spirits? But these malefic spirits can only manifest themselves when a malefic planet gets in a certain position. So these malefic spirits are dependent upon angles and whatnot, right? In this particular case, y'all saw conjunctions. The planet is in the same space where it was conjoined with the space where the planet was when that person was born and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Any questions, comments? What y'all got for me? All right. Solar Mike is on 842, right? So you on 84 and whatnot. So probably not the same year because she 81. So you don't have Mercury right there. It's a good chance you may not have Mercury right there in that same spot, right? Um Mars is on his way to Leo. I'm already feeling it because he already in opposition to my Mars already. I got Mars in Aquarius. So Mars is in late Cancer. In a couple days, he gonna be in Leo. So that late Cancer energy is in opposition to my early Aquarian energy. I know this. I already know the timeline, and I see it how it's already shaping up. It's already that part of the season where we 90 days removed from, where my birthday is at. And so therefore the sun is even in a position that's challenging. And then lo and behold, I had a Scorpio. One of my partners is a Scorpio that's actually no longer my partner in that particular sense. Um, the sun is in direct opposition to where he at because me and him square each other by 1 degree and whatnot. Um, and so we decided that he'd be doing his own thing and whatnot. So I'm just looking at everything shaping up and honestly in prayer mode of patience and whatnot. Don't feel like blowing my cool because I don't like when I have to blow my cool. I like to think I'm in control of that. But this is the time now where when you up under that cold red influence, it's time to pray up. It's time to be very intentful, very mindful, very watchful in that sense. And this is a time where I got a Mars medallion that I made years ago, years ago, years ago, years ago. There's a science that deals with planets have angels that rule them, and they got spirits that rule them as well. Um, and so there's a sigil for each particular planet, and so I keep it on the dashboard anyway, you know what I mean? Because the goal is to call upon the higher celestial forces that represent light, protection, and all that good stuff, and that may be dedicated to that particular planet to combat the negative ray of that particular light and whatnot, So something to think about, man. It's something to know for real, really something to know. You know what I mean? So this is the time I start to lay a little bit low, not necessarily intermingling. A book to have, a very good book to have, is called Planets in Transit. You got to get that. Planets in Transit by Robert Hand. That is like, that's like, to me, you get that book, you'll understand the whole aspects of what this stuff means, man. So you got to get that book. And I put that in the Patreon as well. That's in the Patreon as far as the book goes. As far as, got to buy it from Amazon and all that good stuff. So Coco D got Mars in Aquarius, right? So yeah, it's about to be Code Red time. Game on. This dude Mars like to play, so it's gonna be about anger. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be about anger. You might get a headache. I hate when he do that. I'd be like, you bitch ass nigga. That's the best you can do is a headache. You know what I mean? But it has to manifest itself. In fact, I even played with the idea because what Mars represents the head, right? Um, I played with the idea of falling down on purpose or banging my head to act like I bang my head to see, like, to make sure that during this period it's like, okay, you got one off, but you really ain't get one off. The legend is this: when you read up on the eclipses, especially the lunar eclipse, right? In the Sumerian culture, if I'm not mistaken, they used to do this fake king ritual where they would take a low class bum, basically, in a sense, from society and dress him and the bum woman up as the king and queen. And then when the eclipse come, they would kill him. And after a certain period of time, then they will allow the king and queen to come back and rule. Like, this is literally supposed to have happened, right? And I'm like, oh shit. That means something has to be exchanged. They didn't want no pump faking. Okay, yeah, you can pump fake the king and queen, but shit, those peasants that you took, they ain't here no more. So something physically has to be exchanged, which then starts to give you insight and should give you a different look upon offerings, right? There has to be an exchange. And the Bible is a very interesting book because at one point, offerings is the way. And then another point is like, I don't want your burnt ram meat. I don't want your insects. I don't want none of this shit no more. And it's like, well, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So then there's a point where it's rejected and it's not wanted. You understand what I'm saying? And so the best that you can do is know the time. One, two, make sure that your thoughts and your actions. And this is very interesting fucking with this Scorpio because I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna tell you out the situation because this shit's been on me because I internalize shit. I'll internalize some shit to it start swelling up on my body. That's how much I would internalize shit, right? So um I had two partners, a Gemini and a Scorpio. And the Gemini is like, hey man, I'm on my way over to bro's crib, man. He said he about to start doing his own thing. And I'll call you when I get over there. All right, cool. Hit me up when he over there. Put him on the phone. Like, hey man, something ain't fucking working, man. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start doing my own thing and I'm gonna go in the Seattle market. We're talking about real estate. I'm gonna go into the Seattle market and start doing my thing and whatnot. and And then he said that, well, the Gemini asked a question that, well, if you're doing the Seattle market and our market and that, like, you're going to get that more priority, right? And you're like, man, yeah, I probably would. Yeah. Because I just want to do my own thing. And I get it from an individual point of view that, the way that we structure the team is like this. And so it's three of us humans, and then the business is the fourth entity. So anything that come through, we can divide it by four. So the business can have its own operating account, pay the office rent, pay for marketing, things of that nature. And then the other 75% is 25% a piece. And then that's just, pretty much our commission in a sense, right? And so to get a check and you got to bust that bitch down by four, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a hurt piece, right? You got 100,000. Next thing you don't know, you only got 25,000. Imagine when it's 10,000, you only walking away with 2,500, right? Imagine when it's just 5,000 and you ain't even getting 2,000. Like I get it, right? And so, um, I'm like, nah, bro, just do that full time. Cause he's like, well, I'm gonna do that and this. And I'm like, nah, you just gonna go full time in that. Do your thing. You're gonna be great. You put the work in, and I understand that you putting the work in every day. And I get it. My homie, he put the work in. You know, you ain't gonna out call him like he put the work in. I put up the money. So when it's time to get the office and the business ain't got the money to do it, guess who pay for it? I pay for it. So when I pay for it and the company pays me back, right? That's what I do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the one that's putting up the financial equity. He's putting in the sweat equity. So there's a balance with that, right? And so I'm like, it's just interesting to me that you got some money that you don't want to put it in the business and you want to go into a market and expand for yourself, but you don't want to take us with you. But hold on. But when we did DC, I told my nephew, this is how I be thinking. My nephew want to get in this space, pay for your list in DC. Pay for a list in DC. Back then, the list was less than 250. Got a list in DC. I'm using my text messages to do everything. We get a deal. We damn near crack $100,000 check. Now, I could have made that my side hustle and say anything I do outside of our primary market that we in, if we go into another market that the company is not in and I put my money up, that's my money. That's my side hustle because the company's not there, right? I could do that. But when I brung my nephew in on the DC deal, what I do? I said, now the check's going to get divided by 5. We already doing it by 4. Nephew, Sharita, we're going to do it in your spot. Like, okay, like, cool. You're going to be the 5th partner, and it's just going to be a 20% take for everybody. Ain't nobody getting paid more than nobody, right? I'm going to bring Sharita in. So that determines I should get paid off of it. My man going to make the phone calls. The business already paid for the text messaging in the text system, do it so we can make the phone calls. So Sharita pays for the list. I bring her in. My man make the phone call. My other partner's going to find the buyer. You see what I'm saying? And so everybody's winning. So it's just a flat 20% for everybody. Ain't nobody taking more than anybody, right? And I brung us into different markets sharing for the team. My other partner, the Gemini, his grandmama sold the house, right? And this before he became partner. And this is why I made my Gemini a partner. Back then, they used to be at an office at a high school, and I used to never go down there, right? Hands off. I don't micromanage. That's not my thing. I don't babysit grown men. That's not my thing. It's so nasty to me, right? And so um back then the agreement was like he get 10% on a deal. So he find his granny is like, yeah, she gonna sell the house. And granny was like, this was like a 60 something $1,000 payday. Now at that time, I feel like he could have reversed it and said, hey man, the business didn't generate this lead. My grandmother is selling the house. I would like to get 90% of this check and you guys get 10% since it's something that didn't come from the company. I told him this. Like, bro, you can. He's like, man, I ain't tripping, man. We in it, bro. We gonna do this together, man. And I'm like, but the agreement that you got with the Scorpio, like, he didn't bring you in as a partner. So I hit the Scorpio up, and I'm like, yo, what he just did, that's stuff that I do. So he's a partner. We're gonna make him a partner. Said, cool, no problem. Make him a partner. Then, not too long ago, the Gemini's auntie sold us her house. And that ended up coming up to like $43,000, something in the 40s, right? He could have again said, you know what, guys, I want to renegotiate this. Like, it's my auntie. We didn't have it in our pipeline. So therefore, I want to get the lion's share. He could have, but he didn't, right? So I'm putting us in different markets. And here's the thing. I'm paying sometimes to go in these different markets out my pocket, but I'm bringing the business back because I'm letting y'all call them and everything. I'm not running no side business. The Gemini is getting family deals and busting it down. Now that you got a little bit of money from a deal, it don't even got money or not, you feel like you want to go off in a different market and get 100% of that and not take us with you when everything we did was bringing it to that. Don't sit right with me. It don't it don't I understand it on the individual thing, but this ain't individual when we playing team ball, right? So I get it on the individual pursuit, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. And so when I'm looking at this stuff lining up, I said, boy, oh boy, looky here. What didn't we just have an eclipse in Scorpio, y'all? Didn't we? So I already knew, right? And here's the truth too. I'm just gonna be transparent, right? Here's the truth, right? This year, earlier this year, early this year, my Gemini partner said, "Hey, bro, we got to pay this lady $1,000." I said, "We do? Why?" I'm the one to get the money and disperse the money. Why? Because she referred us to this person who sold us the house. Well, how, bro? I'm looking at the address. This it ain't ringing no bell. And I'm like, man, this was a house that was sold like the previous year. And I'm like, this ain't making no sense, bro. I don't see it. So he sends me the contract from us and the homeowner. The company name ain't on the contract. The Scorpio's name is on the contract. Man, this is strange. This don't never happen. It comes, the contract is in the company name. I'm the one that handled the transaction far as sending the contract to the homeowner. I'm the one, then when we find the buyer, I send another contract to the buyer. Then I take both of these contracts and I send them to the title company. That's what I do, right? So the first contract with the homeowner ain't got me on it. They got the company name on it. The second contract, I never even seen it. To this day, I haven't seen it. And the title company that's on the first contract ain't the title company that we use. Now, the Gemini got paid 4,100. I was supposed to get paid 4,100 off this. So I called the Scorpio up, like, yo, bro, did I get paid off this? Oh man, did you? I thought you did you? Nah, bro, I don't think so. Check your records. I'm being cool. Check your records. Right. And so now it don't look right to me because I'm specifically left out. So then it goes to this. Man, bro, do you remember like when I was saying like when I was going to create my own LLC that I needed this deal and we was going to put this deal in the LLC? Nah, bro, I don't remember that because if I was in agreement with that, then I still would have handled my job. Why am I not doing my job? Why am I not handling these two contracts and interfacing with the title company? And it was in your personal name. It was not in no LLC. Okay. So that's not what it is. Because I kind of remember seeing like something like that, but man, I don't know what it was, man. But bro, I know I ain't steal the money, bro. I ain't steal it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't really looking too right though, right? So how we gonna settle this? Well, lo and behold, we have a check coming in from DC that I put us in, and I'm gonna take it out to DC market. And then it was like, bro, man, I really need that money, and can I pay you off? Come on, bro, can you pay me off? I just found out that basically $4,100 was not given to me. And when you look at it, it looks very, very, very suspicious, right? And you want me to wait for the money when you have it now. Nah, bro, I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling it. So we get into it then a little bit about it, right? And so me being me, trying to show something different, right? Like, okay, let me show something different. End up paying me off, pay me off. Listen, bro, we can do that. Just pay me. And then I'm gonna tell you one last story. And I know I'm telling, but I'm just telling y'all what the fuck I be going through in real life, man. And so listen. And so there was this guy who wanted to sell, and he wanted to sell a house, and he don't like wholesalers. He felt like he got burnt by a wholesaler before. He don't like it. But he said, but listen, you can double close it if you want to. It's a whole nother thing. Basically, somebody wiring the money for me. It goes in the company name, and then soon as that transaction is done, the title company knows that my buyer from the wholesale side is buying it, and then we take it out my name and put it in his name, and then my guy charged me a 1% fee for that, right? So anyway, so the guy has an apartment building that he wants to sell. So we got a house, we in contract to do this house, and he wants a $5,000 deposit on the house, and he got an apartment building. So I'm on the apartment building. Okay. So now my Scorpio guys start email blasting that we got the apartment building. One of my buyers know the guy who owned the apartment building. He calls him and say, hey man, you sold the apartment building? I was looking at that years ago. What's up? You know what I mean? He's like, well, no, I ain't sold it. How you get that? Man, this wholesaler said he had it. Mind you, the dude don't like wholesalers. Boy, he called me and was cussing up a storm. This is unethical. He texted me, actually. This is unethical. I will never do business with y'all. I called and said, what happened? I said, man, you think we know you don't like wholesalers? He didn't say he got it. He said, no, he put my name in it as if he had it in contract, and that's unethical, right? And I don't want to do business with y'all. Now, mind y'all, we are in contract already for the house. So these are two separate things. You know what I said? I said, listen, I do not want to do this deal on the house. So he don't want to do business with us. He gonna blast us and all this shit. I don't want his money. The money ain't important to me. I'm not getting his money, but I'm getting money off his deal. I don't want it, right? And so we're gonna take it to a vote though, because I wanted to see where they was at. We're gonna take it to a vote though, right? And said, one was like, man, shit, he gonna sell it to somebody else. We might as well. The other one was like, man, shit, bro, we need the money, right? I even put Jew on. Jew, what you think? Jew was like, well, technically they separated, and they are. But I said, it's the point though. These are two separate things, but it's the point that the man don't want to do business with me. And what do I look like having to do it because of the money? Nigga, I ain't got whatever that fee was gonna be, I ain't got it today. I don't have it right now. I didn't have it yesterday from you. So I don't want it if you don't want to do it with me. You understand what I'm saying? Because now that makes me feel very homosexual, like a whore, like a prostitute. Like I need the money, so I have to just take your verbal lashing in the sense that you don't want to do business with me. So if you think if he could get out of that contract, or if we wasn't in contract, he would have signed it feeling the way he would have? No. So I don't want to hold his feet to the fire, because I only want to do stuff that feels good to me as a man. I don't want to be subject to like do it for the money. That ain't the, like, listen, that ain't the motivating factor here. Don't get me wrong. I want the money, but integrity comes first to me, for me as a man, right? And so I let them ride. I let them outvote me. Mind you, I don't have to, because the way that it's set up is I'm 51%, so you can't never override me in a sense. Ain't nobody gonna Steve Jobs me. But within it, I respect it and say, okay, when it comes to this, then we can, simple decisions and stuff, cool, no problem. We can take it to a vote. Go ahead and try to do it, right? So they want to keep it. So we got a buyer. The Scorpio got his friend, his mentor, as he call him, is, now check this out, it's supposed to be his mentor, right? I ain't gonna say the race shouldn't matter, but it's supposed to be his mentor. And the mentor put up the $5,000 deposit, and he wants to go obviously look at the property, wants it. But come to find out, the mentor's lender, who he's going to use already, which is Kiabi Hard Money. So that's a free plug for you, for those you can get in space. Kiabi do some deals out. There's going to do some deals with me, but I end up going with somebody else. Kiabi already has a loan on the property with the current owner, and they're not going to create another loan to satisfy their existing loan. You see what I'm saying? So guess what? The deal can't go through. So guess what? Dude want his $5,000 now. Guess what? They ain't got the $5,000, right? Because we usually put that off on the buyer. So since that's your mentor and he just put the 5 grand up, and mind you, if he's gonna flip the house, let's be real, he ain't gonna have his money back in 90 days. Like you gotta fix it, flip it. But let's just say he fixed it within 30 and put it on the market and then sold it within 60. He just now getting his 5 grand back in 90 days. Tell him you need the 5 grand for as soon as you get it up, you're gonna get it back to him. And decline, didn't give it to him. Wow. You know the situation, and I ain't counting nobody pockets, but fuck it, I'm gonna count your pockets. That deposit is non-refundable. It's only refundable if the title ain't clearing, but you only got it back because they went and loan on it. But it was something that you weren't gonna get back really in 90 days, and you couldn't let your man hold that. So I'm like, see, so now dude want the 5 grand. And so now we waiting on a deal from Buffalo to close, right? By the way, I put us in the Buffalo market, right? That I'm coming back busting the checks down with. So now Buffalo, New York is a crazy ass state anyway, and shit takes like almost took like 6 months to close this deal up there. It's crazy how tedious the process is in New York, right? And so the deal ain't come, the deal ain't come, the deal ain't come. And dude was like, man, listen, man, come Monday, I'm blasting y'all. That's how he did it again. Here go, there's another threat. Monday, I'm blasting y'all. So I'm watching the interaction on text, and the Scorpio's not responding to him. So I called the dude and I said, hey man, I just want to know, have you heard from him? Because I see he ain't responding to. He said, no, but I noticed every time I put you in it, I start to get some type of resolve. I can tell he young, he's kind of inexperienced. This is a moment for you to kind of take him under the belt and show him don't run away from it, meet it heads on. Long story short, what I end up doing, swiping the credit card, but charge 10%. Charge 10% on it and made 500 off of it because that was a loan on some shit that I didn't even want to be a part of. You understand what I'm saying? And so the moral of the story is when I look at shit in I look at these things, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, and here's the kicker. This was before I found out about what I have people do now in business, right? Where we do the visualizer integrator test, when we do the DISC assessment test. When I found out about this, I was already in partnership with them beforehand. I already wrote what they were going to be on the board, had them both come in, take the test, and then they took the test. I said, you see that initial? And you see that stands for you or this and this. And I already know we're the same. And since we're the same, really, we don't really vibe too well in business when we're the same. You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to go for in business, you got to go for a different compliment. All right. So anyway, was there not just a Scorpio eclipse that we went through? Scorpio and Aquarius don't really, it's going to be something that you don't see the same way. And that's fine. You don't see it the same way, but I can show you how not to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice ride for the period of time that it was. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely 100% knew that it was really inevitable. And glad it came to this point before. Like, what you gonna do? Like, boy, man, shit, we ain't even bust down. We ain't even bust down a motherfucking milli yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen when big money is on the table? Type shit. You understand what I'm saying? Big money is on the table type shit. And we, nah, man. And listen, man, listen. And for real, your little side squeeze that you was messing with, you like, oh, okay. Oh, her and her friends is doing Airbnb. My tenant just moved out because she wanted to move closer to family because she was pregnant. So who rents my Airbnb now? I let them do that. Go ahead, y'all got that, right? And now you and the squeeze ain't together no more, right? And now you really telling me in my ear, man, fuck them, man, put them out, let me do it. Man, I can't do that just because y'all ain't on the ups no more. I can't kick them out, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's unethical. Alarm going off, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what I look like? Man, y'all ain't together no more, and I'm gonna use a legitimate reason to put you up. Nah, you gotta really violate something. You know what I'm saying? And even though I got 2 good violations on them and whatnot. But you can circumvent this shit, man. Seriously. So now, just give me our real life experiences, man. So now the Gemini brings his girl to the office. But before he bring her to the office, listen, here go the test you gotta take, right? So you got to test on, you got to be integrator and you got to be clarity support person before you come around me. Boom, boom. Test out on that. Cool, no problem, right? And she Libra. So now we Libra, Gemini, Aquarius ain't nothing but the three air signs up in this joint. Cool, perfect. But she's more the clarity support person in a sense. So now we should be able to operate with no friction. You understand what I'm saying? There's no energetic friction that's naturally there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it be, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. You know what I mean? And so you can prevent this silly ass shit when you know this, man. And stop breaking the rules, man. Like stop. And I'm notorious. I'm Aquarius because Aquarius is the sign that's the rebel. So Mercury retrograde, I'm gonna put the gentlemen's club together. Y'all got the email. Man, I put the gentlemen's club together. I'm there. I'm gonna break the rules on purpose, but I'm going to be there, right? So it started in the Mercury retrograde. Nigga, I need you to put your hat on like Jam Master Jay is right behind me and shit. Like, do your thing, put your suit on, button up, get on the, get on the live with us real fast and shit. Let's talk. First meeting, so cool. Shout out to Maurice. He up in here. He came through dapper motherfucking Dan up to the motherfucking T. You know what I'm saying? But he busy and whatnot. Ain't seen him since the first meeting. Second meeting, shout out to Kale. He came through and shit. Super duper fresh. My man Kale ain't no motherfucking joke. That nigga decorate shit. That nigga be fly. Um, and shit. And then everybody else just really wasn't on it all like that. Too tough, too strong. You know what I'm saying? Skills was coming through. Shout out to Skills. And then my other guys, they would have to be at work, so they still want to just come and just pitch in, but they ain't really in a gentleman attire type vibe because they got work to do. They about to go to work, and I get it. And then it's like, oh, okay. So okay. But man, I ain't about to babysit, man. I don't babysit men. I don't babysit men. I do not try to beg men to do shit. I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I started in the retrograde on purpose to see if we can kind of define this. I was in the spirit to do it. I'm here. I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? But if not, that's cool. Shut the shit down. Somebody else want to do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. I'll forward you everybody email and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we the type niggas when there's Mercury retrograde, we was going skydiving and jumping out of airplanes. Real talk. 2015. You know what I'm saying? And so we test the laws and whatnot, and everything is not going to be bad just because it says it's not. And here's the kicker. Let me end with this, because it's really about your development, right? It's really about your level of intelligence of where you're at, honestly. So to kind of backtrack a bit, right? The Gemini today was like, listen, bro, I went over bro house, I talked to him, and I said, bro, you ain't never thought about like, hey man, let me go into this new market and let me just renegotiate the split and take the lion's share of the split. It's like, nah, man, why would I do that? Like, motherfucker, because we did that. Like, I put us in DC, Buffalo, and all that, and I was splitting it. Now, here's the kicker. After the DC deal, because it was such a big check, I was like, you do know that we should put our own money up, and that DC that didn't have to be my nephew. In this case, that could have been you. And so instead of my nephew getting 20% and you getting 20%, everybody getting 20, you now can get 40% of the deal. So when $100,000 check come through, you get 40,000 versus 20,000, right? And then his words were, back then, it's like, nah, bro, I ain't tripping off that, man. I just rather get to 20%. So versus him putting his money up and getting 40. And then I said it. I said, bro, you remember me telling you that? And he was like, damn. This is what he said. Damn, bro, you did say that shit. And I said, you remember what you said? I said, what you said was you wasn't tripping on it. You cool this way. He's like, man, bro, man, I was tripping. And the aha moment the light bulb didn't go off. The light bulb moment was supposed to go off in that moment, like, damn, nigga, you did tell me to put my own money up to go in this own market and I can get the lion's share of this shit. Well, okay, I don't really like 40 and then 60. Let me get 60 and then it'd be 40. Or let me get fucking 90 and y'all take 10. Let me get fucking 95 and y'all take 5. Let me get 99 and y'all take 1. Let me get 99.5 and y'all take 0.5. Say fucking something. Because the whole while we're doing this shit, we're bringing everything back. Listen, Lahi, this last house that I bought it for 68, had it in contract for 65,000. And I knew the deal, Mr. Hallstein. I knew him before I even had two partners, right? Before I even had partners, I knew him. He agreed to sell it to me for 65. I know in the wholesale market, we only probably gonna make 3,000 off of it. I got the money and I buy it. I let my rental company buy the shit so my team can eat. I could have easily said, no, I'm getting this at 65. But I did it on purpose so my team can eat, and the aha moment don't go off on your ass, especially when I'm telling you, yo, you should be doing this. And you only want to give up 0.5. You don't want to give up nothing. Nah, bro. That don't sit well with me. I get it as an individual and you got your blinders on. And my point is this. If you're really there and it's not clicking because that's where you're at, that's just where you honestly are. Again, that don't fit the model of the teamwork. And I'm going to tell you something about the square. The square is the worst of the aspects because when you understand the square, man, the best way I can explain this shit is like this. Let's hypothetically say on a wall clock model, okay? On a wall clock model, you're at 12 o'clock. And so say you're at 12 and you're going to leave 12 o'clock and go straight. The only thing you see ahead of you is 6 o'clock, right? The motherfucker on the square is at 3 and 9 o'clock. So on the wall clock model, you see shit on the vertical, but they see shit on the horizontal. And that is not, to me, that's the real opposition. Because you're not even on the same fucking plane. You're not even going in the same fucking direction here. You understand what I'm saying? And so you truly see shit, your perception. You truly see shit the way you see it. And it really ain't no error in that. It's just a matter of, here's the key, compatibility. Everybody is right and wrong at the same time. You just have to understand, is it right for your situation? Is it compatible? You understand what I'm saying? And it's not. All right. All right, man. I had to give you some of this real life shit, man. Get it off me, man. But it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes experience is the best teacher. So listen, you want to learn the craft seriously, man, jump into the Patreon aspect of it, man. We're doing great things. Stay abreast, man. Stay abreast because when it opens up, the other part open up for reports, like it's gonna be super limited. Like I probably gonna open up for 5 people. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't have the time to do it. I don't feel like doing that. And I only do it because I feel like it's my charitable obligation to serve. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, just pay attention to that. Like I said earlier, also, man, we got 2 podcasts. Make sure y'all tune into that, right? Cosmic Conversation, Spiritual Politics. Hit your podcast if you're on iPhone, if you're on Android, I don't know what, go to Google Podcasts. You're on Amazon, do Amazon Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, check out these 2 at the bottom of the screen. Cosmic Conversations and Spiritual Politics. The last thing I'm going to say is this. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Most importantly, hit that notification button so when we go live, you can get this information. If you're new to the channel, hey, that's what I do. I may go all over the world, but I'm gonna make it make sense. Hopefully, you follow along, catch up mustard, as they say. All right. And so I see you guys and gals later on the next video. Peace to you.